Welcome back to Thistle Hill Farmstead. Today's activity is going to be installing a closet organizer system in this closet right behind me. We've recently finished the construction of our home, and instead of paying the builder to install closets, we decided to do it ourselves to try to save a little money. So I've got a closet organizer set that we got at Lowe's, I believe is where we picked it up. And I'm going to install that today, so follow along with us. And if this video is helpful to you, please press that like button. And remember to subscribe to keep up to date with all of our videos and ring that bell notification so that anytime we post a new video, you'll get notified. The closet that I'm going to be working on here is 7 foot wide across this wall here. So these are the items that I have purchased to build the closet system in here. We've got the main piece here in the middle that's going to hold a couple of drawers. And you see it's got the arms there for clothing. And then these are end pieces basically to go here on the wall and hold up the sides. And then these boxes here are the drawers that will go into this piece. So those are all the pieces I purchased. There's 3 drawers, this main stack here in the middle, and then I bought 3 of these side pieces here. So let's get going and putting it together. First thing I'm going to do is kind of mark out my layout on this back wall here. I've got my stud finder there on the windowsill, my tape measure, and a pencil. And I'll start laying this out, and then we'll move all the boxes out. We'll open those up and start assembling things. So I'll put you up on the tripod here so you can follow along. So I'm going to start out by opening the box up. Now I'm in the bathroom, which is adjacent to the closet or the bedroom that has the closet that I'm going to put this into. So that is why you see the towels and the sink here. Let's see. Fancy little blade. Glued up here and stapled. Okay. Some styrofoam. Hey Dixie. Hey baby, did y'all go for a run? Is that why you're panting so much? So we have all our screws and hardware. Styrofoam, some more styrofoam, some more styrofoam. Looks like it's packed pretty well. Here are the rods, hanging rods. And here's some sides. Lay those there. A couple more pieces. These must be the shelves because they're short. Tall pieces. One. Two. 3. Okay, the box is empty now. Just throw these styrofoam pieces back in here. Don't need those. And looks like we've got some cardboard pieces here. Not sure what those are for, but we'll find out. And then we have our instruction booklet. And we have a mess on the floor. So let me go get something to get that up, and then we will start our assembly process. So now that I have everything open, I'm going to take a look at the instructions and start trying to determine what I need to do the job. So it looks like, I'm going to hold these up for you here. Looks like it says we need a pencil, a hammer, a Phillips head screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, a level, a drill with a 1/4 inch and a 1/16 inch bit, hacksaw, a rubber mallet, and this is not a hard hammer, it's a rubber mallet, and a measuring tape. So I'll gather all that stuff together so that we'll have it. And looking through, it looks like it's a fairly simple build. Let me find you here. There we go. Fairly simple build, putting things together. I'm going to, since I have the drawer set though, I'm going to kind of double check where it wants me to put the shelves, because I want to make sure the drawers will fit in there at the locations where they say to put the shelves. So I'm going to open up one of the drawer packs and we're going to take a look at that and just see if it has any instructions in it that would modify the way we put together this centerpiece. So let's do that. Okay, so I went and picked up one of the drawer kits here, and we're going to see if this will modify the way we need to do any of the other stuff at all. So I'm going to open this bad boy up. Come on. You can do it. Okay, and first thing we have some more styrofoam. We have our drawer slides. We have our handle. It's nice. And the hardware. And then let's see. We have our drawer front. I want to keep all this separate because I don't want to mix any of the parts together. It looks like we have the base or the bottom of the drawer. One side here. And we should have another side. Oh, that's the back. And I'm expecting one more side. Oh, I guess that long piece was the back. And these short pieces are the side. Yeah, okay, so we have two sides that are these short pieces, long piece of back and long piece of front. So what I'm really looking for is this. Okay, nothing else in there. Let's this styrofoam back. Side. So I really wanted to look at this and see if there was any specific dimensions on how the shelves in the back unit need to go together, or if these just fit right in without any modification. So that's what shows the unit here. And I guess it just depends on where you put your drawer slides. It appears to be that it's up to you where you want to put your drawer slides and how they go in. So I think what I'll do is put one of these drawers together, see how big it is, so that when I put this back piece together, I can kind of know where to put my shelves. That may be nice to do. Let's do it. So it looks like all we need to put this one together is a Phillips head screwdriver. So I've got that, got a short one, and I have a long one here too. So let's start putting together the drawer and see how that goes. Okay, so I'm in the closet now, and we'll put together this drawer here. Let's see here, the two sides and the back and the hardware. Okay, so let's see what I need. You know what I need? I need the instructions. Okay. Let's see what we have. Step one. We want to lay these bad boys out like this. And it says we want a couple of these things in here, like that. Like this. I had to look because it has instructions for two different size drawers. So we have this this size here. So we have two of these locking fasteners instead of one. So we should have these on each side here. So 4 of these locking fasteners all together. Oh, that's step 1. Step 2. We need to take the back and we'll put, what's that, front? Let's see. Yeah, looks like the front. Let's take our protective stuff off the front and I'll leave it here. And then we need to put in a dowel here. And some of these little doodads. Step 2, complete. Step 3, they want us to put the hardware on, but I'll wait on that one. And step 4, I'm gonna put these bad boys together. So they want you to put the back and the sides together. So we'll set this to the side for right now. I guess we could put the hardware on it, since it's calling for that. That's nice. Nice and shiny. Man, is that screw going to be long enough to go through there? I hope so. They look awful short. But we'll see. Yeah, I can feel that this piece is very thin. So, oh yeah, I see that these screws are sticking out on the other side. You can see this is going to be a little bit of a pain. Let me see. Let me just stick it to the side here. Maybe I can hold the screw there and here. There we go. Got the one started. Let's see if we get this other one going. Okay. There we go. That looks nice. Let's set that to the side. Get rid of this. And now, this next step, we're going to put the sides and the back together. So, basically, it just says stand them up like this. This has got to be the front. So this is going to be the back. The way I can tell that's the front, there's a hole for the dowel, and then a hole on each side for those pegs that we put in the back. So that's got to be the front. The back is going to look like this. And then we have the long screws to go through. Okay, so that's one. Now, I am going to do what they say not to do. I'm going to get my power tool and run those in. And even though I'm doing this, I would caution you to be very, very gentle with these, because it is just particle board. They're very easy to strip out. So really what I'm going to do is just run those in with the power tool there with the impact driver, and then tighten them by hand. That way I have less of a risk of stripping anything out. Okay, so we got those, and let's do this one. I'm going to do the same. I'll hop over here where you can kind of see a little better. And take this. And you see I'm not going all the way in with this. So now I'm going to finish my tightening by hand so I can control how tight these things are. Get a better feel with your hand than you do with that power tool, because you just don't know. Before you know it, you can have those things stripped out very quickly. Okay, so now we've got this together and we need to slide our bottom in. That goes in these grooves here. Just slide right in. And you may have to lift up a little bit on the back to get it in there. Put that one in nicely. And then our last step is to put the face on. And it looks like it's the same either way. Well, actually I take that back. It's got a groove here that has to go on this side so that this board can go into it. So, well, what I'm doing is lining up these pins that we put in previously in the dowel there. And you just kind of tap it down. Make sure that this little back piece seats into the slot in the drawer. And it did. So now I'm gonna just make sure those are seated well there. And then we can tighten up these locking ratchets inside. And I didn't mention this when I was putting these to get in initially, but there is a certain way they go in. There's an arrow on them to show you how to put them in, so that when you put those little pins down in there, it will they'll engage. So you want to make sure you line the arrow up. And that is pretty much, that is our drawer right there. That was not bad to do. Now, of course, we have to put the slides on, which are these. This gives me an opportunity to know the height of this drawer, so that when we put it into the upright piece that's going here, I'll know how much space I want to leave. Alright, let's move on to the next steps. So I did find in the manual here where it says that these slides for the drawers go down every 5 holes in this base piece. So we can go ahead and put the base piece together. And then I have 3 drawers, so I want to make sure that I don't put my shelf where the drawers. So maybe I have 2 drawers, a shelf, and then the last drawer. So let's put together the center base piece. I brought in all the pieces into the closet, and I know it's going to be kind of tough filming here because I'm filming through the doorway, and you really can't see really everything, but I've zoomed out as much as I can, and we're going to try it, see what happens. So the first thing I want to do is open up my bag of hardware and figure out things I need. Alright, get rid of that. Now let's see what step 1 is. Okay, step 1, they say, is basically to measure your closet, decide where you want your unit to be, and then cut these rods. I've already measured. This is 7 foot, This thing will go, it says, from a 5-foot closet to a 10-foot closet. So I think I'm okay. So I'm not going to cut anything right now. I'm going to make sure I get everything in place, and then I'll cut these hanging rods, because once you cut them, they're cut. And if you make a mistake, no going back. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, it says just to put these little cam locking nuts into the 2 shelves. And then you want to put those little upright stud deals in them too. So let's find those. The bottom shelf. And let's see. All right, so I just looked at the shelves. These are the only 2 that have the 4 holes in them. Let me move this out of the way. And these have 3 holes in the top and bottom. So that means these are the 2 bottom shelves they're referring to. So let me open my goodies here. And then I'll put in these locking cam. Now the way these things work, let me show you here. See if I can get up closer and actually show you how these work. You have this little stud. Let me see. There we go. You have this little stud thing here, and it screws onto whatever board you're trying to latch. And then this goes into the hole, this cam. And you notice that it's got a groove here with a little offset cam. And so when you slide this post into the hole, and you've already put this cam in, here's what I was referring to before, is this little arrow. That arrow, you want to make sure it's pointing in the direction of the hole, so that when you slide this in, it engages just like that. And then when you turn it with the screwdriver, it brings those teeth around and locks in the this post. That's how that thing works. So you want to make sure when you put them in, this little arrow is pointing toward the hole, so that when you put this together, it will go in. If you put it in the wrong way, then when you try to slide it together, it's going to hit here and it's not going to go together. So you want to make sure you have this little arrow pointing toward the opening, the hole, so that when you turn it with the screwdriver, then it'll lock in. Okay, now let's get back at the goodies. So for this step, they want you to put 4 of these in. Now the hole is here, as I mentioned, so this pin will eventually will go this way. So I want to put my opening with that arrow facing this way. So there's 1, there's 2. These arrows are going to face that way, since the hole is there. 3 and 4. That's those 4. 4 more. Okay, we've got those in. And then step 2, they want you to find the ones that have the 3 holes, which are those, and then we're going to put those posts in there. So that's these shelves. They have the 3 holes. And they want a post at each end. 2 posts rather, each end. You want to make sure you get these straight up and down, because sometimes they will begin to thread in a little sideways and crooked, and then you can't, when you go to assemble the thing, it's hard to get them into the holes on the adjoining pieces if they're crooked. So that's why I'm holding them vertical while I get them started. See how that one's a little crooked? You want to hold it up straight and kind of force it to be vertical as you're screwing it in. And once it gets going, usually they will go in pretty straight. So just be aware that you want to make sure that they are straight. And so there we go. We got those going. Okay, so that's step 2. Step 3 is to take the side panels and to also put the locking nuts in. So these are these tall ones. Okay. And okay, so it talks about making sure you have the finished side in the front. Let me make sure I'm still on camera. Yeah. Yeah, so it wants you to make sure you have this finished side in the front. And so we'll take some of these again. The hole here is on the top, so we will line our arrow up to that hole, put that in. Okay, we got those two. Okay. So it only shows putting the top in, it doesn't show putting the bottom ones in, so we'll do what it says right now, and we'll put the top in. And we'll wait on the bottom ones. And when I'm doing this, I get that one lined up exactly. When I'm doing this, I like to have a nice clean work area, clear of obstructions, so you have lots of room to lay things down and work. And it helps if you have a really nice flat area. If you're doing this on carpet or something like that, sometimes this stuff can just move around a bit. So if you're doing that, maybe you get a piece of cardboard from the packing box and put that on your carpet so that you have a nice flat surface. Now, also, you might have saw me adjust that little screw that I put in that locking cam. Now, it's not the end of the world if you don't line that that arrow up with the hole when you drop it in. Now, obviously, you can't get it back out with your fingers. It's quite hard because it's flush. But you can turn it with your screwdriver before you assemble the pieces together. So if you happen to drop it in and that arrow is not pointing toward the hole, just take your screwdriver and rotate it into the right orientation before you put anything together. All right, so that's step number 3. Step number 4 is asking us to count up 8 holes, and then we're going to put in one of these little posts. So 8 holes. Okay, so 8 holes from the bottom, and that's going to leave us, let's see. Now, like I said before, I looked at the drawer instruction, so it said every 5 holes, I believe it was, that you could have a drawer. Let me look at that again. Yeah, so every 5 holes, you can have a drawer. So I'm going to take my pencil. I'm going to mark my drawer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll have a drawer there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could have a drawer there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can have my 3 drawers there. Which that looks awful tight together, but oh, okay. So it shows here how you can stack them. So it's not 5 and 5, which makes sense. It's 5, 13, and 21. So let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm going to erase this. And 21. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. All right. So that means for this shelf that they want us to put in that is 8 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That will not work out for a drawer there. But what we could do is we could put 2 drawers. And I have to decide whether I want all of my drawers on the bottom or whether I want one up a little higher. I think I will put them all on the bottom. So I'll leave a drawer here and I'll just connect one of the shelves here at the bottom. Okay. So we'll just put it down low. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Yeah. So I could put a shelf on the very bottom here to hold this together. Let me just see. Yeah, that would work. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my screw right down here on the bottom, and then I'll have a shelf down here so that I can have my 3 drawers in the bottom of this. I could have one on up further if I'd like. Oh, I don't know. Let me take a look at how the box looks. The picture on the box. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking at the picture on the box. It shows a small, it shows a small drawer and then 2 big drawers. So I may, I'm just going to keep all the drawers on the bottom. If when I put it together, I don't like it, we can always rearrange it. That's the nice thing about these units, they are portable, flexible. Okay, now it says do those to all 4 panels, and then we're going to come back and put our little feet on, which are these guys here. So what I'm going to do is I think I'll go ahead and stick the feet on while I got it here. That way I don't have to move the panels around so much, but otherwise I have to pick each one of these up and move it and then lay it back down to put the feet on. So I'm just going to try to consolidate my my activities. So what they've given us here is some screw-in feet and a little piece that goes into this bottom hole here. And this is probably where we need the mallet to drive that in. And I'll get a close-up of this so you can see what it looks like. It's just a little piece of metal with some teeth on it that will drive that into the hole, and then you can just screw this foot in to adjust the height if you want. So let me grab a little hammer. And when I said little hammer, I wasn't kidding. This is our inside hammer here. Now what I'm going to do is just slide this little piece in the bottom, and then just tap it in. There's one in each side of the bottom. And then you just have these little cover plates that cover these holes here. You don't have to, because we're not going to put a fastener in here. That'll be the bottom. And then we'll screw in our little feet. I'm going to go ahead and screw these all the way in, because I think this floor is pretty level. I don't think we'll need much leveling. Okay, so I have these two posts in. I went ahead and put my feet on this one. This will be a bottom piece. So I'm going to set it to the side. So this will be one of my bottom pieces. And I'll make this another bottom piece. So I'm going to count again. I went 5, 13, and 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is for my drawers. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. And then I'm going to put my posts in this bottom. So I have a shelf right here on the bottom. And this is mainly, not going to be a functional shelf really. It'll be mainly for rigidity, to keep the sides together from spreading out. I won't be able to use it, but you need it to lock everything in place so that when you're using your drawers, these bottom pieces won't bow out and separate. Okay, and then since this will be my bottom piece again, I'm going to take my two little screw threaded fasteners, and then my feet put on. Okay, got those on, and then I can take my little plugs and just plug those holes there, because we will need anything in those. So this is my other bottom piece. I'm going to set it to the side. Now these will be the upper parts, so I am going to follow their recommendation there as far as going up 8. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, okay. Well, I see. We won't have to do that. They want us to assemble the bottom first. So let's do that. Let me stand these up out of the way. These will be our top pieces. They want us to go ahead and assemble the bottom. I'll bring those over. It's going to be like this. Make sure. Let me bring you up just a hair. Okay. And then they want us to take one of our shelves and put it on, and that's one of these. And we want to make sure we have the finished side out front. So our finished side is here. So we want to line up the finished sides, and then we want to make sure that these screws are on the bottom so you don't see them. So I'm going to put it just like this. Screws are on the bottom, or those locking cams on the bottom, and then we slide it together. Like that. And I'm going to go ahead and lay it down. So you can see. Now I'll get the other bottom piece. Let's see, that's going to have me have to turn that around because the way I put those in, I'm not going to be able to house this front piece. So what I'm going to have to do is flip this around. Okay, so I'll just use, I'll have to use all my other pieces there. So that's interesting. So what I'm going to have to do is take out these little doodads that I just put in there, because I can't put this together and have this piece. This needs to be on the inside. So like I said, the nice thing about these units is if you make a mistake like this, and I'm showing you my mistakes, you can just take it back apart. So I'm going to take this little piece out here. And this little post. Pull out these little plugs. Okay. Now, it might be a little difficult to get these things out, but I think with the hammer, we can just work those out without doing much damage. Let me see if I can move this over so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to work these out here. Just by using the claw part of the hammer. Yeah, they came out pretty easy. Yeah, okay, that wasn't too bad. Let me do the other one. Come on. I'm just trying to be gentle with these because I don't want to pull this and break the wood. Okay, so those came out pretty good. So what I need for this to be now is this way, so that this finished piece is toward the outside. So what I need to do is just pop these little pieces I put in here out. And that might be the more difficult part than anything. But let's see if we can get them out. Maybe they'll fall out if I do this. Let's see. Nope. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take my screwdriver and just see if I can kind of work them out. What I'm doing is just kind of pulling with the screwdriver a little bit, or trying to get them back out of the hole. So I'm going to just spin it around a little bit to loosen it up. Let me see if I can get them out again. Okay, let's see if I can push them out with the pin. Okay. All right, that's going to be a little more aggravation than I thought. Let me see if I have one of these others that is in the right position. This one is not, and that one is not. No, I put them all in the same end. So let me get something to get that out of there. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I've done is I went and got just a small knife, and I'm going to try to just get it behind here, just enough to pop these out. Let me try my screwdriver again. It'd be nice if these things were a ferrous metal, which would make them magnetic, and then you can take a magnet and do this, but they're not. They're like some kind of Let me get my screwdriver also and see if I could get that down in there. I have a longer screwdriver here. Okay, I see a little window there. Let's see if I can get this in there. Oh, come on. Okay, so got this behind there. There we go. Okay, so there's one out. Let's work on the next one. Okay, so this one doesn't seem to be as difficult. There we go. Okay, got those out. Now, those are going to go in the other end here. That way I can have that finished side facing to the front. Okay, so now I can do this and have this facing like that. Okay, so let me move the camera back down. There we go. So now I'll be able to have those facing. So I'll need to just tap these back into the end here, where my feet will be. So you can see on the channel that everything doesn't go perfect all the time, but it doesn't mean it's the end of the world either. You can always fix it. So now I'm going to put the post down here. And I should have one more hiding right there. Yes, yes. There we go. Now, when we put this down here, line it up and slide it together, we have the finished faces all facing the same direction. Now I do want to put my other two little plugs back in here, even though you probably will never see that. And then what we need to do is just tighten these cams up. To lock everything together. Okay, so there's the base. We can stand this up now. There we go, that's nice. Move this out of the way. And you're gonna have to forgive me for all this camera movement back and forth. But with this thing being as tall as it is, all right, there we go. So that's the base. And like I said, I counted where my drawers would be. And now I'm gonna have to correct this one because I did have it upside down. So these are going to be different now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. And that's where I'll put my drawer slides for the 3 drawers. That won't go there. Let's see what our next step is. Next step is to put the top on. And that's one of these pieces here that we put the little posts in. And again, we want to make sure we have the finished side toward the front. And then this also has these dowels that go in here. And there's a through hole in this thing. Okay, so we'll put the dowels in. Then we line up our posts. And our dowels. What I'm doing is just tapping that down. I'm out there. Yeah, I'm there. Let me get a little closer. So I've lined those dowels up, and I'm just tapping those down, and it's through here. So I can. There we go. And you see these dowels are sticking up here. That will hold the upper part when we begin to assemble that. Now I want to take my screwdriver and tighten up these cam nuts in here. There it is. So we'll go inside and lock that down. Lock that one down. Okay, so there's our base. That's pretty much done. Now, if I wanted, I could go ahead and put my slides in for the drawers, but I'm going to wait on that until I get the upper part together. And I probably will need a ladder for that, because these pieces, these other tall pieces, sit on top, and I can tell already that I may have to flip over one of these, because again, I did the same thing where put them all in the same ends, and we're going to have one end that is facing out this way, which that one works, but no problem. But this one going to have to face inward, which means it's got to go the other way. So let's do the same thing. Let's take these out. Again. I'm going to move them to the other side. Okay, that came out. Yeah, once you get the technique, it's not too bad. You just got to push them out just enough to get your fingernail behind there with this little knife, and then they pop right up. So I need to flip this one over because I want this finished face here to be facing outward. So I'll put these back in the top now. And then what we'll do is we'll put the, I'm just going to prop these up right here for a second. We'll put the top on. Again, it's got to go out like this. And this one has the same holes in it for that dowel, but the fact that it's going to be at the top, it really doesn't matter. You won't be able to see them. So now that we have this, I'll lift this up and set it on our top piece here. So I'm going to lock these cams in. Oh, okay, what's going on there is what I mentioned before. I don't have this one cam lock lined up properly, so it wasn't letting that post drop down in there. So again, you saw I just turned it with the screwdriver to put it in the right orientation so that the cam will lock in with it. All right. Together. I'm going to go get a ladder, and then we'll be able to lift this one up and set it on top of here. I'll be right back. So I've got my ladder, getting ready to lift this up and put it on the top, but I did remember, and I guess this is why you should follow your instructions instead of going kind of rogue like I did. I have this additional shelf that needs to go in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in, because what would have happened is I wouldn't be able to spread this apart to get this onto the pins if I had not have done it now. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm not sure, probably has a recommendation for the position of this shelf, but you can kind of really put it wherever you like, I think. Let's see, I could probably put it in the middle. So it depends on whether you want a high shelf on the top or a lot of space here. And I think I'd rather have a lot of space there to set things, and then the shelf can be right in here somewhere. So let's come down maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 for that shelf. And let's see how much that will give us for that shelf. That'll be 14 inches for that shelf, and then the distance between here and here is 27. So I think that's plenty. Could go in the middle, I guess. Let's see. That's It's right at 40. So I could go right in here. I want an equal distance between both, but I don't really think that's necessary. I think we'll go here, try this, and see how this works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And screwdriver. There we go. And then if I decide to buy another drawer, I can put it down here on the bottom and still have plenty of room above it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 is. Whoa! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10! Whoa. How many of you watched Sesame Street as kids? You remember Count Dracula? Or the Count? Not Count Dracula, but the Count. He always counted. And then 10! Oh, and then when lightning and thunder. Where did that go? Sorry, you get to see my best side. Oh man, of course that would go all the way under there. That's going to be difficult. Man, it went all the way to the back corner. We're going to do 10 off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is kind of hard because I want to push it on the screw, but I have to hold the back of the panel also. And I need another hand to hold that screw. Keep it from going sideways. There we go. Now, to get that shelf in, I'm going to have to loosen these back up and maybe even pull that, maybe I have to pull the top back off. We'll see. Because I don't know how wide I'd be able to get this. If I can get these in. And on this shelf, I'm going to leave the little lock nuts or little camming lock things on the top. That way when you're looking at it, you're not looking at those things on the bottom. I'm not sure. Well, that is not what you want to happen. I hope I didn't rip anything out. Well, almost. All right. Well, again, you get to see the good, the bad, and the ugly of assembly here. Now something else is falling over. So, now what I was going to check to see when I reached down to get this little plug is to see if that plug would go around this locking cam here to hide it, but it won't. So those are obviously just to fill in those holes where you're not using things. Man, can't believe that happened, but we avoided disaster. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to lay these things on the side. Let me get down a little bit. And we'll put them together like this. So like I said, I need this finished side facing out. I'm going to put my cam
screws facing upwards so that you don't see them. Slide that together. We'll slide this one together. Everybody got room. Okay, so those are together. Now let me get the top back on. Of course, everything's falling over now. So the top survived pretty well. I think it'll be fine. Cracked the finish a little bit, but didn't tear these out, which is good. That's could have done that. We would have been a little bit of a mess. So let's slide those back together. There we go. There we go. All right. Not bad. Now we'll lock everything together again. Yeah, it stood up fine while I had these cam bolts or nuts locked. But as soon as I loosened those to try to put that board in, then that's when everything went sideways. Okay. Everything is locked there. Lock these in. Went sideways. Get the pun. Okay. Now, that's probably what I should have done to begin with. Just laid it down. Stand it up. Okay, now this needs to go up here on the top. And the other thing that this unit comes with, you see how it kind of wobbles a little bit there? It comes with what they call, or in the biz, it's called gusset plates, which will go in the corners of the back diagonally to kind of stop that wobble a bit. But we don't have those on yet. They come on later. I guess we could put them on now, but alright, let's see if I can get this thing up on here without dropping it. Let me move you up for the action. Hopefully there's not a whole lot of action, but we'll see. Maybe I can just lift this way. Hey, no ladder required. Let's see if I can get it into the groove. Hey, look at that. Went easier than I thought. Okay, so now, surprised it doesn't have a locking nut for those, but it does not. It looks like you would get a some more cam nuts and locking nuts for these, but there are none. So I guess it just sits on there like that. So here's what I was talking about when I said that I was going to put those cam nuts on the top of the shelf for this shelf. So see, now this looks nice here. You don't see those twisty nuts like this there. And I'll see if I can get, sometimes these kits come with like little white stickers that stick over these things, but I don't see any here for this, but I can probably get some. And then these four go in here like this. Okay.
I'm going to stop this video here. We're getting pretty long. We're well over an hour, and I still have quite a bit to do. I'm going to split this into a couple of parts. So if you want to pick up on part 2, look in the description below.